I want to start off today's video by mentioning that there is a tremendous amount of incorrect information out there on the internet. It can get very difficult to be able to tell what is accurate and what is not. That being said, I don't believe everything that I read on the internet nowadays, but I wanted to give you my thoughts about a rumor that many of us heard about recently. The rumor that we heard recently, and I'm not even saying if I believe that this rumor is even close to true, I'm just reading this right here and giving you my thoughts. The rumor is that sometime between 2024 and 2026, the Land Pavilion in Epcot and the Seas with Nemo Pavilion in Epcot will be completely demolished. Right off the bat, the big question: do I believe any part of this rumor is true? Let me put it to you this way. Is there a chance that there is some Disney executive somewhere who possibly has a piece of paper, and on this piece of paper they either wrote or typed out possible option, get rid of Living with the Land and the Land Pavilion, and possible option, get rid of the Seas with Nemo and Friends and the Seas Pavilion? Is it possible that there's a piece of paper that says that somewhere in the Disney corporate offices? It's possible. Now, do I believe that Disney has already made the decision and contracted the bulldozing equipment and they're getting ready to bulldoze the entire thing? No way. I don't believe that in the slightest. I don't even believe that Disney has made a decision about what they want to do on the Land Pavilion and the Seas Pavilion. I think that that is still up in the air. The reality is we're never going to know what Disney is planning in the future until we actually see the permits or Disney announces what they are doing. So let's focus instead how these changes would affect Epcot. When I was first thinking about this, I was thinking to myself, the Land Pavilion, it is iconic. There is no way they're going to take that away. And then I did a little bit of research and I learned more about the Land Pavilion and 3 different phases that it's been to with the Kitchen Cabaret and so much more. And I found out that it was there, and it's been there since 1983, meaning that in 2023, which is right around the corner, by the way, it will be 40 years old. Okay, well now it's starting to make a tiny bit more sense. That doesn't mean I think they're going to bulldoze it tomorrow, not at all, but perhaps they're going to revamp the Land Pavilion in the future, and to me, that would make a lot of sense. The building, after all, is 40 years old, but it does hold very special memories for many of us who have loved Disney since we were very young. So for Disney to just revamp it and keep some of the really nice touches of the Land Pavilion while continuing to take it into the 21st century, that might be nice. I can totally envision Disney shutting down the Land Pavilion to revamp it, maybe a 2-year revamp, and inside when you walk back in, they keep the bones of the building, so general layout and several of those touches that really remind us of our childhood, but when you walk in, you look up and you can see the fresh air, a new way to get downstairs, maybe like a spiral escalator, something like that, that takes us into the future and keeps several of those great attractions like Soarin' and Living with the Land, and maybe, they could bring back the Kitchen Cabaret. That's never gonna happen, but it's a great spot. To me, a revamp would make much more sense than total demolition. That being said, if Disney does decide to demolish it in the future, I would be extremely surprised. I would be, but I wouldn't be shocked. I would say to myself, you know what, I'm not sure if I would go in that direction, but I'm hoping that you create something magical. And could it happen? It's possible. It could happen. I hope it doesn't, though. I really hope it doesn't. Now, that's the Land Pavilion, but what about the Seas Pavilion? In my opinion, a demolition of that building makes even less sense. The reason why it doesn't make any sense is because of that gigantic aquarium. It is the centerpiece for several things in the Seas Pavilion. The Coral Reef Restaurant, without that aquarium, you do not have a Coral Reef Restaurant. At the end, where you go into that sea base area, you can see the manatees and learn about the different fish and the sharks and the dolphins. The Seas with Nemo with Friends has part of the ride going past it. You can see the fish on the other side and so much more. The gigantic aquarium even features Dive Quest, where if you have a certified diver's license, you can dive into the tank and feed the sharks and wave at those in the Coral Reef Restaurant. Something that I've been thinking about doing for a little while now, but I went to the Coral Reef recently and I said, you know what, I like eating here, but I don't think I want to go into the tank with the sharks. I'm good on the other side of the glass. In my opinion, the demolition of the Seas Pavilion makes 0 sense. absolute zero. If they want to refresh it, add a few things here and there, that does make sense. I totally can see that with a new ride, update the restaurant, absolutely, that's fine. An update's always good. But to remove the entire aquarium, take the animals, put them somewhere else, it doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense. I don't believe that's going to happen. However, I have been wrong before, so we'll have to wait and see what Disney surprises us with. Those are my thoughts about the Land and Seas Pavilion at Epcot. Could they be demolished? It's always possible, but I really doubt it. An update would make a lot more sense. What do you think? Do you agree with me that an update makes a lot of sense to the Land Pavilion and the Seas Pavilion and you'd love to see that? Or do you think that they will be demolished in the future for something else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.